Citizens Gamers, and today I'm continuing on my Arkeis, however you pronounce it, adventure with episode 3, The Sand Sisters. Now I'm not going to go through and talk about how the game plays and how the mechanics work. If you want to know how to play the game, check out my episode 0 that goes through the tutorial. It goes through how to play. Episode 0.5, I think I learned a little bit more. But this one, it'll just be playing the scenario, seeing what happens. So with that said, let's get to the story. So, episode 3, The Sand Sisters. When you wake up, the sun is high in the sky. It burns with 1,000 fires already, so hot it sears its fleeting white shadow in your retinas. It is the first time in ages that the day's first light has surprised you. Why now? Cold sweat rolls down your spine. Discovering that village upset the entire team. You even more than others. Why did you drag Eleanor, Frank, and Rebecca into all of this? Today it is the tipping point of your adventure. You can no longer turn back. Suddenly you're paralyzed. There's still time to call everything off. Some distance away, Frank whistles and gestures. The team is ready. You try to discern something in the Sun King's light, but this morning he seems to have nothing to say to you. As the Phillies floats over the dunes, the silence on board is deafening. You and your team are heading to the spot indicated on the ancient map you found during your previous incursion. You are about to throw yourselves into the lion's, or rather the serpent's, den and stare straight into its eyes. Are you sure? Or is it merely a tale you tell yourself? You land relatively far from the site to avoid attracting attention and hike to the base of 2 twin buildings. So before we start, we're going to do our camp actions. So at the start of each episode, the first player, which is Frank, can roll the result and roll the inspection die and log the result, except he has this power that he can turn it to the cog side. So, do we want to just roll, have a chance to roll an X, or just do a cog? There is an upgrade C09 that goes with the cog, so I think we're just going to do that. I'm just going to cross off one of those squares, and hopefully we'll be able to get this one crossed off as well. That way we can get that upgrade, because, that'll help us out. Okay. So we have it set up. I'm not really sure what these plunder spaces are all about. I'm sure it will tell us at some point. Oh, we need to finish up the camp stuff. So choose up to 2 traumas on Explorer's profile and discard them. So this has been a pain, this maximum of 1 movement per turn. And with him being our fighter, we really need him to be able to fight more. So I'm going to get rid of those 2 traumas. Okay, at the start of each episode, add 2 fate tokens, and each explorer, which is a different one, may discard 1 fate token. So there's 1 fate token from each one, and we're just going to add those 2 to our pool. And then we get to gain 2 coins. So we're going to put that in our camp. Okay, so we have this set up. Of course, pre-populated, however it sees it. And it tells it that the first player takes this card. Reinforcements. After wandering under the sun's burning rays, you see the outline of 2 buildings peeking up over the dunes. The coordinates are a match. This must be where the cult's temple is located. The area seems deserted, but you can sense a presence. At the start of your turn, put 1 fate token on this card. If any explorer is supposed to take a fate token and the stock is empty, you have been spotted. The zealots will try to stop you. Discard this card, then that explorer takes the card with a different symbol. Okay, well that's interesting. Usually if you run out of these, you just lose. So I was a little worried because we only had 9 to start with, plus 2, so 11 to explore all of this. Ooh. Okay, so maybe that will result in more of them. Okay, so what do we want to do on here? Well, do we want to come over here? Or do we want to go over there? Or do we want to split up? I kind of want to explore all this sand stuff first. So I'm going to go ahead and have him move over here. And then let's check this Ankh. Okay, so find the Ankh. There it is. You turn over the bodies of 3 robbers stretched out peacefully on the sand. You flinch when you see their tortured faces, twisting in pain with gaping mouths and missing teeth. A cursory examination reveals several bite marks on their leathery skin. You take no time to examine them. Put 1 fate token on the reinforcements. Oh, so we're going to be losing them other ways, too. Roll 3 inspection dice and log the results. Okay. So we'll put that back over there. I don't have any rerolls. Okay, so that's done. So I can turn that into anything I want just by taking a fate token, putting it in my backpack. You know what? Let's look at what we want. So that cog will get us this upgrade, which we desperately want. We also want these events. So with that said, I think it's worth it. Let's go ahead and take one of these and let's turn it into a flame. Okay. So we'll cross off a cog. So at the end of this scenario, we'll get that upgrade. And let's go ahead and put it in this row so that way we're closer to getting this one. And we are closer to getting that event. Well, a event. Events basically just mean that something different will happen at the end. If I get both of these events, something less bad usually. Usually the more events, the better. So we want to get as many events as possible. Okay, but that was my 2 actions. So her 2 actions, I think we might just come over here, split up, explore this sand, see what happens. Maybe one of us will go into each of these rooms. Maybe not. Because she is horrible at fighting. Okay, so she's going to move into there and take this one. Okay. Nearby, you recognize the whirring way of the ground. Oh no. Ripples, the part of the world. A metallic hand of several snakes pop out of the sand. If they were machines, you'd swear they did it just to terrorize you before hunting you down. Discard 1 to 3 fate tokens from your backpack and add the same number of knots of snakes to this area. So we're going to be dealing with knots of snakes. So I'm going to go ahead and get a couple cards out for us for that. Make sure that they're not the super bad ones. There's, elite ones, which I'm not sure when those come out, but I'm assuming you don't have to deal with them yet. Okay, so we should probably have these in different areas. We'll just set them there so that way we'll just move that token there and these tokens here. There's not a lot of space. Okay. This will be hers and that will be his. So she will have to deal with I'm gonna have to do that. She will have to deal with this. So so with that said, I only have 2 in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and discard these 2 and put out 2 knots of snakes. Hopefully I can fight these off. Okay. And that is done. That was my 2nd action. Okay. So his first action, because he could spend 2 actions to get all the way over to here, but then he's not much help. So that's the bad part about being separated already. So, but he might as well continue on. You got this. It's not that bad. If it's a really bad one, I'll come running. Okay. A bag was left behind here. As you take it, an impressive rusty key slips out of the opening and it falls heavily on the sand. You pick it up right before reptiles emerge from the sand with their terrifying hissing. Okay, so I have to add 3 knots. Okay. Hopefully I can get rid of these 3 in 1 action. Okay. Oof, yeah. Okay. And then I take the beetle. Yeah, maybe that is a beetle. I think I've been calling it the wrong name. Okay, so rusty key. Rust has eaten away at this iron key, and it's hard to tell if it can still do its job. Okay, so he has a rusty key. Well, technically that's in his backpack. It's hard to move up from there. Okay, there's that. And so that was my first action. So my second action can be to roll. Because of my power, I get an extra die. And okay. So I could re-roll this thanks to my whip. However, I would just take it wouldn't kill it, it would just move it. Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll it thanks to my whip. Oh hey! Awesome! Another check mark. So all of these are eliminated. You can go back into their little holders. Okay, so that were my 2 actions, right? Yeah. Searched and fought. Okay, so I don't have him with anything. So move all knots of snakes from an adjacent zones to your zones. That's not possible. So she has to take a poison. These are like injuries, except they don't come off when you get trauma. So basically, every 4th injury I take this scenario will result in a trauma. But I have this first aid kit that he thankfully gave me while we were resting, which makes it so that I can remove these. But can't do that right now. So I have 2 dice. Oh. So each one of those counts as 2. Oh, it's just take a poison and I can only hold 1. So basically I just wasted my turn. I'm okay with that. Okay. So gets rid of 1. But then this one, it injures me. And then it runs to an adjacent area. So I think I might just have it come over here. That way he can go over there, fight it, and then do that next turn. Okay. Well, that was fun. That was my 2 actions, so it's his turn. So we take one of these. Okay. Then we're going to move, and we're going to fight. Which means he gets this flipped over. Okay. Well, 1 check mark was enough to get that. Okay. And then we'll look underneath. Okay. Oh, what? An imposing carved stone covered in the hieroglyph sand, triumphant between sand and sky. At the base, iron chains begin to move. 2 giant scorpions leap out on either side of the stone and scurry dangerously towards you, pulling on their chains and snapping their gigantic, sharp pincers. I have to add 2 scorpions and 4 chains. So I guess that's why it said to keep the chains handy. No, they're being held back by chains. Okay, so take this card. Explorers in this tome do not take adversary profiles for the scorpions unless they perform a fight action against them. When the last chain is removed from the zone, the scorpions break free. Discard this card at that time. Then the explorers in this zone each take a scorpion adversary profile. Okay. Each explorer in the zone may perform the special action below. You may do so for free when you get this card. Okay. I can roll 5 inspection dice. If I roll at least 3 books, the steal has been deciphered. I may re-roll the die as many times as I like. Remove 1 chain token from the zone for every reroll. Okay, so basically, we really need to do that. But we also don't want... we don't want those scorpions to get out. Before we do, I will go ahead and do it once because it's a free action. So... okay, so there's 1... so it is a search action. So does that mean I can do this? Because it's a search action, or it's only when it says to? It always says to record the results. So I'll put little tick marks and then look it up later. Just in case. So we have 1, 2, and 1 book. And I could turn that into something else. But no. It would be pointless because we need the books. Okay. So that was my action. So the scorpions won't attack me unless I attack them. But we definitely need to get those chains off. Could they be friendly? Is there a chance that scorpions could be friendly if we just remove their chains? Or are they preventing us from having huge amounts of damage? I don't know. Let's go ahead and go on to her turn. She's better at the searching, so she'd be better at that one. Okay. You see a spear planted in the sand. You try to pull it out, but it seems attached to something. In that instant, you feel like Arthur with Excalibur. You only hope you're Arthur. If I keep trying, I can take this card, then take this card. If not, put it back in the pile. Okay, well, I'm going to keep trying, because otherwise I wasted my action. Okay. Ooh, I got a lance. I may ignore the search and move penalties on human adversary profiles. Okay, that's pretty cool. Then I can take this. Woohoo. With great effort, you've managed to pull out the lance and the forearm of a corpse that has been gripping it. Ooh. The skin, while dried out, still shows interesting ritual tattoos that you can take the time to examine. Roll 2 inspection results and record. So with mine, I can log the results of one of them twice. I ignore, or I may re-roll any of them, and I may re-roll the X's. Okay. So a book, we'll re-roll this one. And a flame. Okay, so a book and a flame, and I can do one of them twice. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do the flame twice. That way I can guarantee that one event. And then I'll do the book on this one. So that way we only need a flame and a cog for that one to get that special thing. Okay. So that was one action. You know what? Before I go over there and help you, I'm just going to come up here and see what that is next round. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take these. Okay, I'm going to at least fight one of these scorpions. Okay. So it's like they can't... Okay. I don't know. Well, I need a scorpion for her, I'm sure. I'm sure this will not be the only scorpion we have. I should check to make sure that it's not a hard one, or, well, we're turning this one over. Okay. So, I get to roll. So, first action, I'm going to fight. Okay. So I could re-roll one, but that will get... Oh wait, no, it doesn't get him an injury. Okay, so I will re-roll this. Ah, I get an injury though, but we can give a scorpion 2 injuries from that roll. So we'll be fighting you. And then we will fight again. Re-roll 1 die. Okay, so at least one of these scorpions is out. And then I do take another little scratch. Okay. There's those. That were my 2 actions. So first action, she'll look at that. A short distance from the entrance to the building, a pillory is holding a sun-bleached skeleton. A renegade most likely, you gulp. If goal of the scene was to make visitors uneasy, it has succeeded. But the warning isn't enough for you. If you take time to examine the scene, put 1 fate token on the reinforcement card, roll 3 inspection dice, and log the results. Sure. Hopefully that's not a bad thing. Roll 3 inspection dice and record the results. Wow, 3 books. So I could choose to re-roll one of the die. Or I could just record 4 books. You know what? Let's just record 4 books. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. And I think I want the experience more than the money. Okay. So 1 more book. That'll be it. Okay. So I moved and I searched. Or wait, no, I just searched. That was my first. Okay, I'm going to move back down here then. Okay, his turn. He does have to take an injury. For every explorer in our zone takes 1 injury. Ouch. But then we're going to fight this scorpion. Okay, I can take 1 to turn that into anything. I can re-roll, so I'm going to go ahead and re-roll this one. Okay, I'm barreling towards that, so I'm going to go and take 1 of these and turn that into a check mark. So it gets 2 injuries, and then I get an injury. Okay, if I can find my injury tokens. This insert is kind of crappy, in my opinion. It's very hard to have everything you need. So there's 2 for you. Because there's so much in this one. It's like you have to double up on items. Okay, there we go. I should probably just find more tokens and just keep them all out. Okay, well, there's a couple more. We'll just keep those to the side. Okay. That was action 1. So action 2. Can re-roll 1 die, although this one won't really matter because it'll be gone before. Okay, so the check marks happen first. So the scorpions are gone. So yay on that. Let's put those back there. Okay. We'll leave a poison token out too, just in case. Where are all of our damage tokens? Oh, there. I was looking in the wrong spot. Whoops. That explains that one. Okay. So Scorpion is done. That was my 2 actions. Okay, so she's gonna come over to here and she's gonna work on these. So roll the 5 dice. Yeah, there's no way this is a record result. That's a whole lot of dice. And she can re-roll 1. And I can re-roll as many as I want. Well, that's definitely a book. I'm going to do my re-roll first. That is a book. Well, this is a book with issues. Okay, and then I can take a chain. Oh, look! I don't have to take a fate token. I got 3 books. Okay. When an explorer has managed to decipher the steal, the explorer then will take that card. Okay. Then discard this one. Awesome. The sacred text has revealed its secrets. Beyond the shores, outside of time, safe from the world, snug in the darkness. The cult shall watch over the supreme divinity until it awakens. Oh, it looks like a little bit of a song. That's kind of cool. When you get this card, check off any space in the logbook. Okay. Well, I really want to work on getting one of these special things. Oh, that would guarantee 2 money, but it would make books completely useless. So he can set things to cog when he searches. So I'm going to go in and do this flame. So that way we can be, if he ever does a search that records, he can set 1 to a cog. Okay. That was her 2 actions. Okay, well, I only removed 1 chain. Okay, so I guess we didn't need to fight them. Anywho. Okay, that's okay. We'll just roll with it. Okay. So he could come down here for this. He could go over here. I feel like there's going to be more bad stuff over here, so he'll come this way and open this door. Okay. This building isn't very large, but it's imposing in its own right. From afar, it seems to mirror the edifices around it. You force open a door marked with the empty eye symbol. It seems to be watching you. It is unsettling. The entrance offers little resistance. Oddly, this does not reassure you. The echo from the squeaky door tells you the room is empty. There are no enemies in sight. Awesome, but I do have to put 1 fate on the reinforcement deck. Okay, so that was his 2 actions. So do we want to just come back for this if one of us has to come back, or do we want to come down? 'Cause that would take an action. That would take an entire turn to look at that one thing. Although that was handy. I'm gonna go to move. I'm gonna look in here, see what's in here first. See if maybe this is an intriguing one. Okay, this small building seems to be the exact replica of the building across from it. Something about these twins buildings is unsettling. Someone has already broken down the door. A full eye symbol is carved into the wood. The inside seems to be living quarters. Ooh, kind of want to see what's inside these. But we can come back for that. Although I've never left a token behind. Oh well. We need to... I don't know how many resets we have, but I feel like we need to be rushing through this. So we'll just go ahead and forget it. So we do need to do that. Move in here. We'll take a look at the eye. Okay. The room is reminiscent of a factory. It is full of massive wooden tables and benches. Everything is covered in a thick layer of dust. The last feast here was clearly not yesterday. Depending on who you count as guests, that is. Your intrusion has caused rats to scurry away. Judging by their size, they've clearly been feasting on something. Okay. Let's put a fate token on my reinforcements. So definitely speeding along. So yeah, I'm definitely just going to move in and look at this. Okay. You open a very promising looking chest. It gives off a slight squeak. It is hopelessly empty. But the room you are in is not. Behind you, the sound of blades become unsheathed, slices through the air. Add as many tomb robbers to your zone as there are explorers in play, -1. So we do get 1 tomb robber. And I am alone all the way over here. So you will not be able to come save me from myself. Okay. What do they look like? Never had a tomb robber before. Oh, here they are. Okay. Now there is something interesting. So check off 1 plunder space in the logbook for each of your injuries. So I'd have to discard cards that are worth a coin if I crossed off this one. But an explorer may discard the robber's medallion to write their name here. That explorer no longer applies tomb robber start of turn effects until the end of the episode. So I get an episode free just by turning in a robber's medallion. Do I want to give this up? I mean, I won't have to fight them, which my fighting is awful. And that'll allow me to hurry through. Yeah, here, I'll befriend you. So, we'll do that. So, Eleanor gave up our medallion just in case this is a bad idea. We know who to blame. Okay. But we'll let him do all the fighting. I don't need to fight. I got the medallion. Okay, speaking of which, does this happen? If the explorer is supposed to take... Okay, so it's when we're supposed to take it. So, next time. Okay, so first action. Okay. Seemingly out of nowhere, the tomb robbers whom you've clearly interrupted on the job burst in. They clearly have no intention of sharing their loot. Add as many tomb robbers to your zone as there are explorers in play. -1. So I have to add in 1 tomb robber. Oh, there we go. Thankfully that was his first action. So he, can I get another one? Oh. Oh, wait, that's human elites. I forgot about that. We aren't playing the elites. I'm not really sure what the elites are for, but I don't want to know. At least not yet. Okay, so we will be playing... Okay. I can re-roll any die, so we'll go ahead and... And then I can go ahead and take 1 to turn this into a check mark. So I will go ahead and take 1. I will take it from here, and then we'll go to the other one. That got rid of him. Okay. And these will just get placed back over there. Okay, and we need to grab... that one. Okay. That one is done. You are a mysterious cult. You are on a mysterious cult sacred lands. You've chosen to come here despite the danger, and yet the heavy atmosphere seems to murmur that you don't belong. Add 2 zealots. Okay. Oh, zealots. Not what we've had, not the tomb robbers. Make sure neither of them are elite. Nope. Well, he gets this. Okay. And we have to add What do they look like? That's right, they have these little horn thingies on top. Okay. So we have to add 2 of them. Okay. So that was my second action. I will have to go ahead and take an injury at the beginning of my next turn. Okay, but since I don't have to worry about you, I'm just going to come over to here and keep going. Oh, wait, that's only start of turn. That's right. If I would have to take an injury. Well, I think that's worth it to get out of there. Hopefully I don't have to retreat back. And that was the symbol. Okay. A ray of light pierces the ceiling and illuminates a mural of the wall. The mural shows members of the cult in a circle around something. A force of some kind, perhaps, or a type of energy. A divine apparition, maybe. Your guess is as good as any. Roll 2 and log the results. Okay. Oh, that one was... Okay, well, I can re-roll any. Okay, I am okay with that. I can record 2 of one of those. So I can get 1 cog, which, yes, I want to get the cog. And then I'm really close to this one, so I'll go ahead and... Ooh, I'm really close. If I place 2 of those ones, yeah, I will just place 2 magnifying glasses. That way, 1 more magnifying glass and we get that second event, which will come in handy. But I do go ahead and get the snake, a burnished key. Okay. Well, there is that. Oh, the explorer may immediately perform a free fight action. Whoops. I do get to perform a free fight action for his turn, which he can re-roll a die. No, let's go ahead and leave that. So one of these has gotten injured and destroyed. The other one is still standing. Okay. And then I add 5 fate tokens to the stock. Well, that would have been bad to not have those. We definitely want the game to continue on a little bit longer. At the start of the turn, put fate tokens if they're ever supposed to grab. Reinforcements arrive. Okay, so start of his turn now. Guess I should have finished reading that card last time. I'm going to go ahead and fight you. I can re-roll 1 die. Okay. So, the zealot will get an injury. Then I will take an injury and give the zealot an injury. Thankfully, he's dead before that X happens. But I do get an injury. Okay, thankfully I have this. Still really close to getting a trauma. Okay. At least back at camp I can remove a couple. Okay, that was first action. Second action, I'm just going to move into here. Okay. So first action, I'm going to look at this one. Put 1 fate token on the reinforcement card. The imposing chest was used to store food recently. Today, though, even the rats have abandoned it. Okay, so I learned absolutely nothing. That was disheartening. Okay, let's reinforcements. Do that. Okay. The still fresh body of a zealot is laying on the back of the room in the shadows with a dagger in his hand and a papyrus scroll in the other. As you bring your torch over, the zealot chuffs puffs up, but at the time you realize it was a trick. He had already taken a jab at you with his dagger. I have to take 2 injuries and add a zealot to my zone. So 2 injuries will cause me to get a trauma. I can choose to keep it or choose a different one. Ooh. Yeah, no. I cannot have that one. That's awful. Okay. If I roll at least one with an inspection dice, take one fate token, and no sides are turned. So I can still turn them, I think. I would just have to take another fate token to turn them. But if I roll at least one, I have to take a token. Whew. Okay, well that was first action. Second action, I'm going to fight this zealot that just attacked me for no reason. I can re-roll one die. That's inspection. Okay, I can take a die to turn that. However, for the cost of a low injury to myself, that zealot will be dead. So I think I'll go ahead and take that injury. And just, you know, leave these how they stand, considering I'm probably going to gather quite a few. Okay, so that was my turn. Her turn. What was this? Okay. The door was also smashed in violently. It leads to a dormitory. Put one fate token on the reinforcements. Okay. Second action, I'll just move in. Hi, guys. I'll be looking at you in a second. Okay. First action. I almost think I should open that door first, but you know. Ooh. A stone altar laden with various trinkets fills the center of the room. It is entirely covered in engravings. The patterns are familiar. They are most certainly connected to the cult and its disciples, but you're no longer sure if you've seen them in the forearms of the living or the dead. Roll 3 inspection dice and record the results. So this is where I don't want those snakes. So I have to take a fate token. So that's a flame. I could choose to... Oh, sorry, that's an X. I don't have anything that helps me. Oh, I can turn one to its cog side directly before. Okay, so then yeah, I'll do that. I'll turn one to the cog side and then roll. Okay. So I didn't take that. Okay. Nice. Same things pretty much. So I got a flame and a cog. So I'll go ahead and do... Ooh. Oh man, I will need a magnifying glass no matter if I do over here or over here. Well, I'll just do over here because that's what I saw first. Okay. Really close to getting 3 victory points. And really close. I just need magnifying glasses to get that item. Okay. Well, there's that. Oh, I may ignore the effects of 1x. I need to remember that. I need to remember my upgrades. Okay, but that was one action. Second action is the snake door. If an explorer in your zone has the rusty key, please tell me. Yes, he's the one that has the rusty key. Thank you. So good thing he did go this way instead of the other way. Okay. So then... Oh, I didn't read the flavor text, sorry. This door is firmly closed. There is a mechanism with a keyhole. It is a little rusty, but it has not weakened. It is impossible to force your way in, which is why we needed the rusty key. The key slips easily into the keyhole with a click. The object turns into the casing in its own accord. The door slides open to reveal a small room full of dusty archives on shelves lining the walls. In the middle of the room, the leathery corpse of a former cult priest is kneeling before a low table. The scene reminds you of an execution. Okay, that's a little dark. Tells me we are barreling towards the end of this. Let's do the snake head. Oh, I did not put one of these over there for his turn, I don't think. I did snake head. Okay. You find a trapdoor hidden under your bed. A couple A complex mechanism opens and closes the trapdoor. The mechanism consists of thin metal strips that vibrate differently in response to sound waves. If any explorer in your zone has ode to vapors, you may activate the mechanism. Please tell me. I do. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I don't have to discard it. Okay. I take that card. Yep, I don't discard it. Doesn't have any monetary value, but maybe it will in later campaigns. Put the staircase A1 token in the room. An explorer in this zone may perform the following special action to use a staircase. Discard this card. You move and discard. Okay, well, before I move down, I will go ahead and look at whatever that is. Episode 3. There's 2 different ones. Do I get both of these? I guess. So a zealot amulet. The X side has no effect when fighting zealots. And a falcon. During the equipment reorganization phase, you may give an item to any explorer no matter where they are. If you roll at least 2 X's or X's with the dice, discard this card. Okay. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay, well, that was my 2 actions. So his action. Then I will move in. Let's do that one. Broken pottery, talisman, and household utensils. There's nothing useful in this jumble of objects. Put 1 fate token. Ouch. Okay. Well, then I'm going to move. So I'm going to go ahead and take this card. Okay. The spiral staircase takes you into the entrails of the edifice. When you reach the bottom, you rein in your enthusiasm. Uh-oh. When you see a silhouette covered in bandages and an old sarcophagus, and that thing rises, you are struck with terror. Okay, so I need to get room F. Of course, it's the one that I have all the doors in. Woo! Okay, we'll put staircase A2. And then we'll just set it right there for now. Well, I guess we could set it here. There is a mummy, and we have a new symbol. Okay, so first we'll find the mummy card. Okay, that is an elite. Okay, I'll give you a mummy card. I do move into it. And is this our mummy? That looks like a mummy. Okay. So first action was to move down there. Any explorer in room E may move to room F and vice versa. So easy staircase. Okay. Well, let's fight the mummy. I wish I had something better for her to fight with. She sucks at fighting. And this takes 5 to kill. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay. And I have no rerolls, nothing. So I have to take 1 trauma or 1 fate to... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I have to take an immediate trauma or I have to take a fate token. Okay. Well, we'll give him an injury. Let's hope I roll better next time, huh? Is there a way to... That's just fighting against zealots, so that will do me no good. Okay, well, start of your turn. If you want to help me with this mummy. Totally okay with that. If I search, it would take 1 trauma. It might be worth it to just search. Maybe that'll be offering me a way out of this mess. She is no good at fighting. Okay. In a chest, you find a few parchments that are still readable. You handle them very carefully so as not to damage them. Unfortunately, they are of no use to you. So I rolled 2 inspection dice. I can reset 1 to a cog immediately, which I'm going to do. So I have to take a fate token. I could choose to do this fate token. If I turn it to a search glass, I will get that token. So, yeah, I think I'll do that. Turn it to a search glass. Get that cog and that search glass. Another cog will get me 2 experience points, which could come in handy for upgrading. But if I could get a flame and that will get me 3 victory points. And whatever that is. But first, let's see what this is. Vaporous Capacious. When I roll fight dice, each check mark counts as 2 check marks. Ooh, that is handy. Okay, well that was first action. Second action, I'll look at this one. Okay. A chest full of old papyrus and a few cobwebs opens before you. In it you find an especially interesting manuscript containing, among other things, translations of very ancient texts about the cult. They mention a certain Retep, but you can't quite tell if it's a god or a pharaoh. Roll 2 inspections and record the results. If you rolled at least 1 book, you find an illustrated page that seems to be very important. I have no way of getting that, so I lose out on getting whatever that might be. But I get to record 2 flames, which I only needed 1. Okay, but hey, I just got 3 victory points. The question is, do I want to fight the mummy to give him a chance to look at that? Maybe that'll be a chance to reroll. Or should I just take a trauma and look at this? Let's just go for the trauma. Cognitive impairment. Your second action during your turn cannot be the same type as your first. Okay, so I just have to do 2 separate things. That's fine. Well, this is my first action, which will definitely be different than my second. Among trinkets worn down by the centuries, a solid metal chest sits on the table as if proud of longevity. All that's left to do is try to open it. Roll 3 inspection dice. Okay. I want at least 1 cog. I can re-roll, so I'm going to re-roll this one. And I can re-roll an X. Yay! I don't even have to turn that to anything. Okay. So I will take that. Okay. If any explorer in your zone has the encrypted map, discard both cards and take an encrypted map. Oh, you know what? I bet that is this. I bet you that is this. I'm just going to check really quick. Nope. Well, good. I guess that might be what that is. But I have 1 more action, so I'm going to go ahead and fight. I can, for this, I can turn that into a check mark. Which is good because I don't want 2 injuries. I want him to take 2 injuries total. Okay. Move the fate token. We'll look at this. An event. Roll 2 inspection dice and log the results. A book. And this. So I have to take this. I can choose to take another one to turn that into anything. And considering I really want this item, I will. So I'm going to take one of those to turn that into a looking glass. Record the results. So, looking glass and the book, which means I get this. And we will move all of these back. So we just have to take one. And we have to take that. Oh, awesome. Okay, well first I'm going to look at this. A terracotta flask. The mouth of the flask is sealed with wax. At any time you may choose a mechanical adversary and put this card next to it. That adversary's start of turn effect is not applied. When the chosen adversary is defeated, discard this card. Well, let's see. I'm putting... Okay, so I get to add 5 fate tokens to the stock. 3 zealots spring forward out of nowhere and attack. Okay, so I'm gonna be fighting some zealots, not zombies. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3. Just gets put into my zone. I really hope that this was not that one card that we need. The cipher key. I will put that there. Okay. This card. Okay, so yes, I'm going to go ahead and put that there. It's going to prevent me from getting injuries and them from losing injuries. Okay. So I get to perform a free fight action really quick. And I can re-roll dice. Well, a die. Okay, so I can choose to take 2 fate tokens. I already have so many. Oh my goodness, do I have so many. Okay, but I can choose to take 2 fate tokens to turn both of those to checks. And then, so that will give one of them out. Give an injury to another. And then I have to take an injury. Because both of these will be check marks. Okay. Okay, well that was all one action for me. Why do I have this card in front of me? Roll 2 inspections, then take this card. If any one in your zone... Yeah, that one was this. If any explorer in your zone has the cipher key, discard both cards and take that. So, cipher key. Encrypted map. We need to get together. Oh gosh, we need to get together. Yeah, we're gonna have to book it to get back together. Okay, well anyways, that was first action. Second action. For an action, I could just discard this to get rid of one of them. We'll save that for next time. You can re-roll 1. I guess I should have done it this time. Okay, so one of them gets an injury, and then an injury to me and an injury to them. Okay, so they only need 1 more injury. That's okay. Okay. So for me to be able to leave this mummy, which I think I should just do, I would have to take 2 injuries. Or I could just fight it. Because I can't do 2 movements. So yeah, so I'll just go ahead and fight it. Or I have to take a fate token. Well, I get to injure it once. And then I either have to take one trauma or one fate token. I'll just take a fate token. Ouch. It only needs one more, but now I can't fight it again. I think I'm just going to move. So I'll take 2 injuries, which will get me a trauma. I should have just moved first. Okay. The start of your turn affects the adversaries you are grappling with 2 times. Crap. Okay, so A2, I'll just move you over there because you're a staircase. I think I'll have to use my first aid. I have to be able to walk. Okay. So it's your turn. So we'll do a reinforcement. We'll do a fight action real quick. I can reroll 1 fight die. Okay. Yeah, I can't take one of these. So I will go ahead and take an injury to give it an injury, which will kill it. Okay, there we go. And then second action, I'm going to move out. Okay. So her action, first action, I will take a fate token and discard a trauma. I need to be able to move twice. Okay, and then I will move. Okay, this gets discarded. Yeah, that's the same episode. Okay. Here's that. Okay, so that was my 2 actions. So his will just be to move and then to move. Okay, I'm going to move. And then the Tomb Raiders, to move, I have to take 1 injury. Okay, I'll just take an injury. Injuries can heal. Okay. Is that an action? I don't know. But there's that. We'll move and then move. Hello. So her action will be to decipher the encrypted map. Discard both cards and take this one. Okay. The cipher key allows you to decrypt the map, which reveals a secret place. Your heart pounds. You've wanted to go on a great adventure, and now you feel like you're investigating a mystery that no one has ever examined before. It's time to go back to camp, review your discoveries, and study up on your next destination. If that card is still available, which it is, we read the positive epilogue. Ooh, so we would have gotten this next. We would have gotten scorpions. Oh, wait. Wrong one. Oh, wow. We had a while to go. We had one more. We could have gone through this one and this one, and then we would have had to read the negative. Okay. So we got everything other than that one event. We only got one event. Man. Oh well. Let's go ahead. Read. Science can't explain everything. I thought I knew the world around us. I thought its foundations were solid. I thought its rules were known, tangible, at least in theory. But everything we're discovering here has called so much into question that the impossible has now become... And that's episode 3. We're reading the positive. You've started gathering concrete proof of the existence of the ancient culture. What you hadn't planned on, however, was that it would still be active and ready to do anything to remain a secret. Its disciple seems to venerate a mysterious stone and a god, or perhaps a pharaoh. This hideout has housed zealots very recently. It seems to have been attacked by tomb robbers, or perhaps it was payback for the attack on the village. Take the bonuses from the check marks in the logbook. Each explorer discards 1 fate token from their backpack. Oh, thank goodness. That was rough. Okay. And since I've only completed 1 event, I read EV7. Oh, man. If I would have gotten the other events, if I would have just gotten one more of the microscope or that, would have been able to discard another fate token. Instead, each explorer puts 2 injuries in their backpack, and they will start the next episode with those 2 injuries. So, let's get that poison out of there. Oh, I forgot that there were some injuries here. Whoops. Okay. There we go. There we go. The zealots attack the camp. The explorers fight furiously to defend their property until the aggressors are pushed back. Okay, so that's the reason why we got some injuries. So we have completed the upgrade row. You notice the discreet presence of a wary villager. He has clearly followed you here. After a short conversation, he no longer doubts your determination to fight the zealots, and he has offered to help. So we get reroll tokens, which I believe I put those in here. Yeah, there they are. So we get to add 2 reroll tokens to the camp box. And then we have... Oh, when we build it, we put them in there. Okay. When an explorer receives a reroll token, they put it in their backpack. When that explorer rolls the die, they put it back in the camp. So for $3, we could take the 2 reroll tokens and distribute them however we like. So we have some new camp upgrades. You moor the fillies near the oasis where an elderly scholar lives with his apprentices. 2 of his apprentices seem extremely interested in your discoveries about the cult, and he's willing to supply you with goods, but it will cost you dearly. So for $3, we could get discarding 1 fate token, which we have a lot. Or for $3, we could get a healing potion, which these healing potions discard 1 trauma from an explorer. So I wouldn't have to take a trauma or a fate token, but then it's a one-time use. It just gets put back in the camp box. How much money do we have? Oh, goodness. Okay, got all of them out. There's our reroll tokens. We have 6 money. So I can build 2 of these buildings. We still have the one that can give us a random artifact. I really like the idea of reroll tokens, just a free reroll if we really mess up. But I think the healing potions and the fate tokens are really too critical to not do both of those. So maybe next time, if we would have gotten more gold. Oh, well, we did get 2 gold from this one. So we'll keep 2 gold out. We also got 2 experience points and 3 victory. Yeah, we were 1 away from a lot more. Okay, but anyways, we just built these 2. So we'll be able to build the other $3 next scenario, but who knows what buildings will be available next scenario too. So who knows? We'll see. Okay. Ah! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, so the one that's fate tokens, you want to put right there with the other fate tokens ones. And then we can take a healing card from the camp box. So these will go in there. Okay, so we have 2 experience points, some gold, some reroll tokens, which the reroll tokens are not built yet. I'll just put them in there for now. Hopefully we can build that next time. I don't want to have to fish them out again. Okay, so let's see if there's anything that we want to upgrade these for. He has quite a few upgrades. We have 2 experience points. Huh. could be handy. When he rolls at least 2 check marks, he can add 1. And then this will make it so that for each check counts as 2 check marks. Granted, that's not what this is. But if he would roll 2 check marks, then he would add a check mark to his... So that would be 3. So 6 damage if we could just get 3 check marks. Ooh. So what's her 2s and 1s? Ooh, her X's count as books. That could come in handy. And when Eleanor enters a zone that does not contain any search tokens, she may perform 1 free movement. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that one. X's count as bookmarks. I'll keep 1 experience point for later. And, yeah, this one, a free movement. Yeah, that would have been handy this scenario, but how often will that be handy? And she never takes injuries while performing search actions. That would be handy too. But that'll be for next time. Okay, so for those curious, that was a sheet of papyrus. Oh man, if any explorer has the mysterious scroll, when you get this card, you realize that the 2 items go together. We would have gotten 5 spaces in the logbook. We would have gotten everything. Oh well. Well, that was scenario 3, the Sand Sisters. Next time is scenario 3.5, because there's one that's in between 3 and 4, which is called The Threat Beneath. That is the one that reminds me of Tremors with the sandworm. So if you want to continue on with that, feel free to join me. But thank you very much for watching. And until next time, just remember to have fun, be present, and be you. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to us. We would love to hear from you. Also, if you find value in our content, please like, comment, or subscribe. Let a friend or family member know that we exist. Help us spread our channel and bring remote gaming to a table near you. Thank you very much, and have a great day.